Welcome back, listeners, and thank you for downloading or streaming this episode of Don't Disgusta, hosted by yours truly, Chris Napples and David Bash. We are your Augusta millennials who give a crap. Don't Disgusta is powered by Amplified Events. We want to thank them for providing equipment to make this podcast possible. If you are interested in learning more about what Amplified Events is doing in Augusta, Georgia, visit their website at www.ampyourevent.com. Please make sure to like and follow our Facebook page, Don't Disgusta Podcast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. And what does YPA stand for?
Stands for it stands for learn how to read.
I'm so glad I edit these. If this was live, I'd probably cut it right now.
All right, yeah, that's a wrap.
This is David Bash, is my name personally.
My name is Chris Napples.
We're coming out of Inner Bean Cafe on Davis Road.
Yes, it's a good little cafe.
We're drinking milkshakes with espresso in them.
Yep.
Shout out to Amber for the milkshakes.
She did a good job.
And sitting with us today are...
Ladies first.
Oh, go ahead, yeah.
I'm Brittney Baer. I'm the Community Outreach Chair for Augusta YPA.
Okay.
And I am Daniel Wilson, Vice President of Young Professionals of Augusta.
Okay, so YPA and the Young Professionals of Augusta. It sounds like that's the same thing, am I right?
It actually is.
Okay.
Scholars lost that translation years ago. No,
It's actually from the Latin
Yeah.
for college graduates.
So how young and how old can you be in this group?
And how professional do you have to be?
Yeah, for real.
You don't have to be professional, and we can kind of talk more about that when we get a little deeper. But age group is 21 to 40. Most of our members are in the 26 to 34 range. Mm-hmm. Being that's the median, it kind of makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah, we're up over. We have over 100 members as of actually 120 members, and been going since 2007.
And you guys do events at least once a month, right? As far as like a member meeting?
Yeah, so we have a member meeting. We also usually have a monthly social. We also have a quarterly professional development luncheons. And there is a quarterly community outreach event, and that's where Brittney comes in.
Okay.
I will actually say that I always was intimidated by YPA because before I thought YPA.
Oh, me too.
I thought YPA was more of a you had to own a business
You have
to
to
be a part of.
apply, like
Yeah,
the Chamber
I always
of
thought
Commerce.
that.
In all
almost.
honesty, I did too. And I was kind of nervous, like, going to my first meeting, wondering, you have a fear of rejection. Everyone has that fear. That's a natural fear.
Right.
I was trying to get something started in my life. I'll kind of give you my story of YPA.
Okay.
When I first heard about YPA, I was literally a nobody. I had just graduated college. I graduated in 2013. Job market back then, if you remember, wasn't that great.
Right.
I took a job basically making $13 an hour as a laborer.
Wow.
In the field. I worked for a commercial industrial food service equipment company.
Wow.
Here in Augusta, and I did installs. I knew how to do plumbing and electrical, so that was kind of my life for the first year out of college. I was on the road 4 days a week, didn't really have much of a social life. Came back, there was a sales position that opened up, and I applied for it, and when I figured out that I had a chance to get the job, I wanted to get more involved in other things because I wanted to get my name out there. I knew, socially I knew people, but not people that mattered.
Right.
I'm not going to go to my friends and ask them to buy something from me, especially food service equipment. So
what are friends for?
Yeah.
Buy my industrial refrigerator.
Yeah, all of my friends were broke too at the time. So
We're always broke. Yeah.
I ended up getting the sales position. When I first went to YPA, I had the same kind of phobia. I was scared of, do I even belong here? My purpose in going was I need to meet people. I didn't even really know what my full intent was, but
Yeah.
I knew that I needed to start meeting people. I needed to start meeting people who were further in their career than I was.
Right.
And I wanted to learn. And I think that a lot of the people who come to YPA now, they're there because they want to further their career.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just there to show up. It's we do social things,
right?
And I think there's a great social aspect to YPA. And some of those people early on who I kind of mingled with, really kind of encouraged me to keep coming back.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I was on a committee. Then the next year, Brittney asked me to be on the board, and then I served the board. And
What did you do first?
On the board?
Yeah.
I served as marketing chair.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So I ran all social media. Keldrick Heek, who is no longer on the board. Great guy. I mean, I loved working with Keldrick, and he just, life just kind of got in the way, and he didn't feel like he could give, his all to what, we were asking him to do, and so he had to do what he had to do. But we both did, we did a newsletter and numerous other things, working with each board member, trying to get their information out, and that kind of stuff. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I actually, for those of you that would like a social life, I do YPA for that. In fact, when I first went to a YPA event, the only reason I went is because y'all were all going to Indian Queen. And
that was a great event.
I just thought, if a group is going to do a social at a bar, at this bar, it's got to be worth something.
There's got to be at least like two cool guys.
Right, not a bunch of nerds, but I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I went and I actually saw a lot of people that I went to college with that also have furthered their career, have a good head on their shoulders. And then as I was there, I met more and more people that basically all had the same idea of a lifestyle.
Right. And
so,
if you want to be successful, you need to surround yourself around
exactly.
people who want the same thing.
Exactly.
And you'll if there's a saying, you show me who your friends are now, I can tell you where you're going to be in 5 years.
Right.
The other beauty about YPA is not just, exposure to people is awesome.
Right.
But if you really, YPA is like a cookie jar where if you want to get something out of it, you have to put something in. So the more involved that you get, you will get more exposure to developmental skills.
And that's my testimony because though I sought it out as a social life, because I needed to surround myself with other people that had a goal in life. You have those high school friends, then you have the college friends, and then you have some that filter through and, they're at the bottom, and I just needed something to be surrounded by that. And now
it's encouraging to see other people trying hard as well.
And now I'm surrounded by a good group of people that friends or just friends for the workforce, and it's awesome. And now I go for more of just than the social life. It is more networking. It's a great network. We're able to do this podcast because a lot of people in YPA, and I really do. It's awesome.
And the answer is yes. You can use that to on your website. You can use that sound bite.
That's funny. So, Brittney, what got you involved in, or are you from Augusta?
So, no. I worked in Augusta for the past 3 years.
Okay.
But I live in Aiken, actually.
Wow.
So, yeah.
What a drive.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
That's the first thing you say?
I'm sorry.
Gives you a lot of time.
Wow. That sounds like it sucks. Basically what you said.
Totally get your mind together.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was actually kind of like a job requirement is why I started. I was in public accounting, and they want you to network to draw in more business for the firm.
Right.
And there were a couple people that I worked with that went to meetings. And so they said, hey, you need to start meeting people, and why don't you come to a meeting with us? And so I did. I joined. I was not very active to begin with because my work schedule was so crazy.
Gotcha.
But then I joined a committee, and the outreach committee. And after a while, they were coming up with a openings on the board, and they were just asking people, are you interested? And I said, yeah, I'm definitely willing.
That's awesome.
So
when you say outreach, you mean
community outreach.
Community outreach.
Yes, specifically. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that fills in pretty perfectly to what we've been talking about. So can you tell our community a little bit of how they can outreach through YPA with you?
Sure, yeah. We like to do at least 4 events a year, and we try to mix it up, so we don't want to do like the same thing.
Right.
We've done, so far this year, we did Walk to End MS, multiple sclerosis. And so that was a fun event, just getting out there and raising awareness for things like that in the community.
So it's a lot of charity work, especially.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We like to promote causes that are specific to Augusta or affect people that we know.
Or Aiken.
Well, Aiken does have their own Young Professionals. So.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay, well, shout out to that. That's cool.
Too, but yeah.
I want to go back to that in a second, but keep going.
Okay. So then we've also done, so far this year, Turn Back the Block in the Harrisburg community. So going out, cleaning up the neighborhood, just trying to promote pride in your community.
And was that the Harrisburg community area?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. That's great.
We have, do you want to talk about upcoming?
Yes.
Yeah, tell us.
Upcoming.
Do you want to talk about upcoming events?
I'd love to.
Okay,
upcoming
sweet.
events, people.
Yep.
Get your calendars out.
And actually, they are coming up.
Yes.
So, we are in the planning phases, but early July, we are working on something called Hops for Cops. And so...
I love that. I don't know what it is, but I do love it already.
It sounds great, doesn't it? We want to raise money for the Police Benevolent Association.
Yeah.
Do y'all know about them and what they do?
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. So, they have like 3 main areas that they are involved in. They help police officers' families. A police officer is slain in the line of duty. They offer financial assistance to the family because you're losing that income, you're going through a really hard time. So that's huge. Another thing they do is they help with scholarships. So police officers or any law enforcement officer, their families, if their kids are interested in going, college or pursuing another career path, like with a vocational school, they offer assistance there.
Wow.
And then also people who are interested in criminology as a
Super
career
cool.
path.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is cool.
So that's pretty awesome. And then they do also have a huge focus on preventing police officer and law enforcement suicide. There's a lot of post-traumatic stress disorder that comes with that job.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And so every year in our nation, there's about 100 law enforcement officers that lose their life in the line of duty, like in a shooting or something like that. But almost 200 take their own life. So it's really a big area that they focus on trying to just, provide education and awareness. So anyway, we want to raise money to help them.
Absolutely.
All of those
Yes.
amazing programs that they have. So we're looking right now at potentially Enterprise Mills as a venue. And so it'll be, come on down, buy a ticket, have some brews, and raise money for a great cause.
And is that open to anybody?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to try to get as many people there as possible.
Do you know when tickets will be on sale?
I don't, but I can fill y'all in and
Yeah.
let you know.
Yes, let us know because we will let them.
We'll put it on our
Yep.
Facebook page.
That would be awesome.
And Instagram.
And Instagram.
Which we learned today is much more important than we thought.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
We do have one more event
Yes.
we're working on. So
Okay.
this is still tentative, but it's with communities in schools. Have y'all heard of that?
I feel like I
have,
should
but we
because
should
I'm a
explain it.
teacher, but I don't. So please tell me.
I'm one of the people
He does his civic duty.
hosting the event, so that's not fair.
I am a PE teacher. They
Okay.
don't tell me everything.
That's such a shame. Not cool.
Tell me what is it?
So, Patrick is actually the one who's kind of, this is his baby.
Okay.
But so
Whoa.
basically Communities in Schools is a program that focuses on or disadvantaged or impoverished students.
Mm-hmm.
So they take like a holistic approach. They're not just focusing on like tutoring and getting the grades up, but like meeting kids' basic needs, providing mentoring, behavioral, modification therapy if needed. Just making sure that these kids have the absolute best chance to get through school and graduate and go on to pursue a career and like have, the life that they wouldn't otherwise have.
And they buy textbooks for underfunded schools too, right?
I did not know that.
I think they do that
That's
too.
Awesome.
It's a really great philanthropy.
Nice. Yeah.
Sorry to
Google.
Interrupt you on that.
Good.
That's worth a Google.
Yeah, it's worth a Google for sure. Make sure everybody Googles that. I'll take it out if it's
I'm
wrong.
definitely going to do
So when is this event possibly going to happen?
So
Tentatively,
we're looking at early to mid-August.
Perfect time.
So
right when school starts. That's perfect.
Exactly.
That's a good time.
It'll be like a Family Feud style thing.
That does sound like Patrick's baby.
Right. So like the whole game show kind of
Yes.
like props and local businesses competing against each other to raise money.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
should be a lot of fun.
Super cool.
It really should be, and I think you can also. We're talking about possibly selling tickets to watch it.
Yes, that'll be
So that's something that, from like an average person standpoint, anybody can come to it.
anybody can come.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I think there'll be dinner provided,
Mm-hmm.
which is big league if you want people to come to your stuff.
Right.
Gotta have
At least for me, if
Gotta
I'm
have
gonna
food.
go, there's food, right?
Definitely.
So Daniel, what do you do as a VP? With what is your role in YPA?
Like, there's no Congress to break the tie. Like,
No,
you
there's
know.
not, and I was appointed. No,
Okay.
I'm joking. No, I was voted in as VP. No, I think the question is, what do I not do?
Okay.
Okay,
No.
nice. Turn it on
No,
us.
I'm not saying that. Egotistically, I try to make. My job really is to help the board members. They have a lot on their plate, not just with YPA, but life,
Right.
in general. And for Sarah Best, she does a fantastic job. She has planned our party for as long as I can remember. That's a lot of work when when you're trying to get hundreds of people to come to one event, and you're trying to schedule catering and a venue. A DJ. I mean, all these things go into doing this, and she plans the professional development luncheons as well. She's trying to find sponsors. She's trying to find sponsors for the party. It's a lot of work. So I do my best to, kind of help Sarah have someone to lean on when she needs it. She does a pretty good job by herself. I'm just kind of in the background,
Right.
trying to help her when she
It's
needs.
quite modest description, but we'll let it fly. But
He's been
No.
practicing.
we think you might do a little bit more than you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. No. I think as a leader, I think you should give the people who are working with you, who you're working together with, more credit. As much credit as they deserve.
That was the right answer.
Yeah.
For what I said.
Is a great,
Yeah.
and I would encourage. This is free. Jocko Willick. I don't know if y'all have heard of him.
Yep.
Yes.
There is a book called Extreme Leadership. He also wrote a new one called Extreme Ownership. I would recommend reading those 100%.
Okay. Extreme ownership, extreme leadership.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Fantastic. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I do everything like he says, but I try to model my leadership style similar to that. I also work with Patrick, he's got a lot on his plate as well. He's trying to do social media, he's trying to do website, trying to do, trying to get information from everybody else, which, and he had Keldrick at the beginning of the year. And like I kind of said, Keldrick's, life stuff get in the way. It happens to all of us. I just try to be as much of a resource as I possibly can. I also work on trying to get sponsors, trying to work with other organizations and getting relations together.
Okay.
Helping Anna plan for a meeting. That's really the majority of my work.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're talking a lot about involvement, and you mentioned other organizations YPA works with.
Yeah.
What are some of those organizations?
So anytime we have a meeting sponsor, anytime we have a guest speaker, sometimes those are nonprofit organizations,
Which
just
is
like
every
us.
month, right?
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know
Well,
if we've kind of explained what the monthly meeting is.
We have.
I do want to come back
Yeah.
to that,
So
but we can jump into it now if you want.
Yeah, let's jump into that real fast, and we'll
Okay.
come back to how YPA partners with those groups. So
Sure.
every month we have it's the second Tuesday every month. Only months we don't have it are December. We give people time with their families during Christmas,
Yeah.
and then April, Masters Week. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's
Where is that?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that in Aiken?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, the
I
drive's
think it's
too
one of
long.
those- I think it's like there's some
They
secret
couldn't
path.
get anyone to
Yeah,
go.
there's some secret path in a wardrobe somewhere.
Oh, I like that one. Plot twist.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway. No, so Masters Week is a super busy time in Augusta, and usually, businesses who are usually our sponsors are super busy with their own, trying to do their own thing. So
Yeah.
it just makes more sense for us to take that month off. We do a social that month, but as far as the monthly meeting goes, it's just not opportune time.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So 10 months a year, or 10 major meetings a
10
year.
major meetings a year. We also have a major party. We've kind of already said that. And we
So,
also,
so at these monthly meetings, what if I was to be new coming in? What do I expect? What am I expecting to see and experience?
So I think if for new members, and I can tell you this from experience, I don't think we want to exactly tell them what to expect because every meeting is a little bit different.
It's true.
Sure.
I think that it increases a little bit of the demand and lowers the supply as to what to expect, and it makes it a little bit more exciting, makes them a little more receptive to whatever may happen to them because it kind of works out in the sense that it is different.
Right.
Almost every month. So. But when you come, essentially the basic format is the first 30 to 45 minutes is networking. We play around with how we structure that networking time.
And there's usually a bar available for that. Not always, but usually.
Usually, I would say 90% of the time there is.
There is nothing wrong with
drinks.
some liquid courage.
No.
There is not.
Nothing
It
at
helps
all.
you to open
I don't
up
think I would ever network without a bar.
I think most of us wouldn't actually.
Right.
Yes.
I appreciate that. Even
And then
if
there's
you don't
also
mean
those
it, I
networking events
appreciate
where you
that.
have to just go talk to people as well. No, I'm joking.
But I will also say this for those that are shy and whatnot. Y'all have some great ambassadors that don't
We do.
look like they're ambassadors, but
Dylan
they come
Howlett,
and
Jacob
find
Bigpen,
you. Yes.
and David Peltier do a fantastic job of making sure they catch those people when they walk in the door.
Yes.
So if you're a new member, you've been given a red name tag. That's telling us board members, hey, go talk to that guy.
Right.
And that we would kind of tell you more about what to expect, what's kind of happening that night. But the basic structure of the meeting is, like I said, networking the first 30, 45 minutes. Sometimes it's a little bit longer. We kind of gauge it, see how it's going. If people are really enjoying themselves, we don't want to take that away from them.
Right.
But if we have a jam-packed meeting, then obviously we got to cut somebody off. But so there'd be announcements about what's coming up, what what to expect in the later in the month.
Right.
Or we try to announce events like Brittney's
Yeah.
or Sarah's professional development luncheons as early as possible, and then we also give time for our members to kind of share if they're new or if they want to share about
Right.
their business, if they want to share about an event coming up, that there's an open forum for that.
So for local business owners, YPA is a cool opportunity to publicize what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely. You're getting young people who can go back to their bosses, or you're getting young people who already own their own businesses. And like I said, some people,
Young
we have
bosses.
numerous members who are bosses that are 30 to 40 years old, and there's a lot of companies in town that want to have as many members there as possible because maybe they're in sales, maybe they're in relations, maybe they're marketing, or maybe they just need to network and
Right.
that's
and
basically
I
it.
heard there's two guys that run a podcast that are also there, and it'd be an awesome opportunity to shout them
Do you
out
know
as
them?
well. No.
It's us.
Yeah, I can't remember their names. No, I love what you guys are doing with this podcast. I think it's fantastic.
We're super glad that y'all are here.
Dude, I am honored to be here.
That's cool.
I was super excited when you invited me. I was like, yes.
I'm literally, if we ever have a website, I'm putting in quotation marks. I was so honored. I was super excited. I couldn't help but say yes.
And then yes. Yeah. Like a Five Guys marketing scheme. Yeah. Shout out Five Guys. You get great burgers.
I'm gonna need to get back with you to re-record yourself doing that though, so when they click the word yes, it'll go yes in their face, so they can really feel it.
My face pops out.
Yeah. That's good.
All right, cool.
Okay, so the monthly meetings, basically 10 meetings a year.
So back to this, let's do a recap.
Yeah.
No, so I'm going to go through this one more time. Just because if you're a first time, you've never heard of YPA, I'm going to do this one more time.
Do it.
Sure.
45 minutes of networking. We go through announcements. There's an opportunity for open forum for people to introduce themselves or talk more about their business.
Sure.
We have we're a nonprofit. All of our operating budget comes from money that is donated to us or given to us, and from the members' dues,
which is very low, by the way.
Which is very low.
I mean, like when I joined, I was thinking like $200. There's no way I can do this.
$50 a year.
Yeah, and the great thing is, like, when I was working as a public accountant, it was paid for by my company.
Yeah.
Because it was
they
networking.
need that.
So if you're considering joining, and maybe just ask your boss.
Yeah.
Hey, will you pay my dues?
I mean, it's like $4 a month if you break it down.
It's super cheap,
I mean,
but
that's
still,
pretty,
if you don't have to pay for it.
pretty chill.
Did you do that?
Yeah, right here.
Where's your calculator?
Right here. No, it's gone.
No, $4 a month. Within the first year of my membership, I amassed well over 10 times. Well over 100 times just from leads and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now, I have, through YPA, I've gotten a couple contacts, and one of them is a pretty big fish. And I brought that fish all the way up to the edge of the boat. I just gotta reel him in. I just gotta get the net and bring him in now. But yeah,
that's a big fish.
That's a big fish.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Hopefully you'll have him by the time we release this, so we're not giving away your plans.
Yeah, well, I haven't said any names.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, you won't know if I got it or not.
That's
I can
fair.
just tell you, and you won't know. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, you could be like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's in the bag. Yeah, so after this, we give, if you are interested, if you're a business out there and you're interested in sponsoring YPA, meeting a sponsorship is about $250, and that's to cover the venue and sometimes the drinks. Most of the time, the drinks are, a la carte. People are just paying for them as they go. But stuff, and there's no such thing as a free lunch, so everything costs a little bit of money, and that kind of helps us operate. If you were to sponsor, you're given at least 5 minute minimum of time in front of the audience. That's you to promote your brand, to distribute media if you'd like, have a Q&A, tell more about yourself. So we want to provide as much value to the people who are giving back to us as possible. And then after that is kind of done, there's an introduction to the guest speaker, and those are could be community leader, could be business owner talking about habits or skills to put in your daily life, someone who's actually done it, not just some motivational speaker who's never really owned their own business outside of him running a page off of Instagram and trying to sell books and stuff. So we try to get people who have done the real thing. And I think that's really provides the most value. So
yeah, the speaker at the last luncheon was a really good
Keith
one.
Edmondson, Augusta Sports League.
We
had it at Ray's Coastal Cafe. It was pretty awesome. Keith is phenomenal.
And he's a former president, right?
He is a former board member.
Yep. Sorry, Keith.
No. So, sorry.
I think highly of you. Clearly,
he was
though.
great. He didn't cut it back then. No.
Okay.
Just kidding. Keith.
He was probably there in Sean Frampton's day. He's already dominated.
Yeah. What are you gonna do with him in the room?
Right.
Yeah. No, so Keith is phenomenal. He has been a student of the game, and the game being owning a business and doing it to the best of his ability.
Yeah.
He really goes above and beyond. You can see that in his work. He does the research. He wants to, he breaks it down even to the personality type of the person that he's hiring, making sure that they're compatible for what he's trying to accomplish and what would provide the most valuable to the end user, being the customer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. Was really blessed to have him there.
Yes.
Sounds like we should have him.
Dude, that would be he'd be a fantastic guest, and he could give you a lot of great discourse. Absolutely.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
I have a question, actually. A decent amount of people, at least right now, that listen to the podcast are actually in school. Can somebody that's in college join YPA?
Absolutely. In fact, this next meeting is going to be at Augusta Tech.
Oh.
Yep. And we are also planning to have a meeting with AU, and hopefully
Very
integrating
nice.
some of their interested students into the audience. That would be, awesome. Lynn's going to be in the Performing Arts Hall. David Peltier, he was involved in student government at AU.
Yeah.
He has kind of took the lead on that, and we're excited for that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and what, you mentioned there's a YPA in Aiken. So what is the geographic
region
that our YPA is taking up?
Hold on. Is YPA Aiken also YPA?
No, there is a
Or are
Young
they
Professionals of Aiken.
Oh, okay.
YP Aiken.
So
We're not really. I would not call us rivals.
I didn't call you rivals.
No, in the past, I think there's been that sort of stigma. But
Okay.
I don't think we really compete for the same people.
I'd love to see a softball game.
Oh, we would dominate
Ooh.
them, no doubt.
no doubt.
YP Aiken. Come on.
It will have to be in Augusta because
Yeah.
Aiken's too far.
And we're better.
I'm not trying to
Like
brag,
false
but they would
football,
have to put a
maybe.
home run limit if I were to bat in that game.
Oh. Ooh. The honesty is gone.
Not bragging. Not bragging. Yeah.
No, that's being conservative.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
But-
Just don't park a car in the outfield.
That is a good question, though.
Please edit that out.
The region that y'all reach out to, is it Greater Augusta?
Absolutely. It's CSR. We have people from Thompson. We have people from Aiken. We have people from Grovetown, Evans, Martinez, Augusta,
Burke County.
Burt County,
Waynesboro,
Waynesboro, Georgia.
Bird
dog
capital of the
Bird
world.
dog capital of the world. There
Sorry,
are
guys.
more bird dogs per square mile in Waynesboro than anywhere else in the nation. In the world, actually. It's established.
Wow. Noted.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love Waynesboro.
You gotta have something.
Yeah. This has been by far the most chill and fun
Yeah.
interview.
This
Seriously.
is kind of the vibe
This is
we're
what we
going for.
want.
Keep it loose.
I do
Yeah.
want to talk before we leave about the history of YPA in Augusta. I think
Ooh,
the
okay.
history is really cool.
The history is very cool. It was inspired by Ed Presnell. Is a fantastic man. He's been a pretty good mentor to me. I've reached out to him a couple times in reference to my leadership now.
Sure.
When you're in a leadership position, believe it or not, leaders don't always know what they're doing. I try to live my life with intent, but my purpose in reaching out to him is, and he's a wealth of wisdom and knowledge, is, are we doing the right thing? And what have people done in the past? And I think it's wise for people to reach out for counsel. But Ed helped Jonathan English and Sean kind of get this off the ground, help them with relations as far as like getting sponsorships. And it was created in 2007 to give young professionals, getting to the chamber back then was a little harder. If you may be at a smaller company, but you're kind of trying to find your way professionally.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what I was even looking for. I think a lot of people that are age 21, 22, when you graduate college, I think one thing that you kind of know is like, I know a little bit about something, but there's a lot I don't know.
Yeah. You're just sitting there like,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, and
Now what?
so the original purpose of YPA was try to get those people together, and helping them build relationships with each other, because you never know who is going to be who 10 years from now. You never know who can help you out 10 years from now, or 5 years from now, or tomorrow. And so it was really to give them an avenue to get more involved with Augusta, help, they could put their name on something that was involved with larger events in the community, and kind of get to know the the community leaders, and kind of help put them in the right direction of putting their name on the map and meeting the right people and being in the right place at the right time. Yeah.
As someone who was relatively highly involved in school, YPA was really cool for me because I had all of these things I was doing and all of this like structure with these organizations.
Right.
And then I graduated and it was like, oh, hey, I'm not doing anything now.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So it's like, it was cool to have like a professional reason to go and two, a personal reason to go. So it's like a 2 for 2 out of that for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, do you guys have any other points you'd like to make? Any closing statements? Any shout outs for anybody you'd like to give?
I gotta give a shout out to Interbean. I got a cold brew.
Oh.
And
how was that?
I am sweating from the caffeine now.
Honestly, me too. I'm drinking these espresso beans and I'm sitting here like I need to go run or something.
No, it's fantastic, and huge shout out to them for letting us use this venue. Yeah.
Since we're on the Interbean, y'all hear that they're opening up a downtown shop.
Beacon Station.
That is going to be fantastic.
Have y'all driven off of Wrightsboro Road going towards downtown?
Right by the dental school.
Across from that, there is a new infrastructure. It is Beacon Station.
Yeah,
and it's got
built,
kind of the Alpharetta building.
Alpharetta.
So it is very. It's you
It's
got
like
the
a
apartments,
small luxury community, right?
You got the apartments on top. You got shops underneath,
Love that.
and this coffee shop is going in there.
That's fantastic.
So I think that's awesome that they're moving. I mean, they've been at Davis Road since I can remember. I mean, they've been. So the fact that they're opening up another one downtown with this awesome stuff. We've already got tons of coffee shops already, but this is going to be a good addition.
Well, now I'm going to be
Absolutely.
equidistant from Buona and here, so it's just going to be a wealth of coffee if I ever need to, that little kickstart
Right.
5 times a day.
Yes. Very impressed.
That's being conservative. All right, well, thank you guys for coming to our podcast today.
Honored to be here. Yeah.
Thank you.
We would love to continue to talk about YPA in the future, and we would love to continue to talk about the community outreach in the future.
Awesome.
So when there's more information about that, maybe we have you guys back on, and we can just talk a little bit more about what's going on and BS a little bit more too, because that was the best part.
Yeah.
Only if you have coffee.
That's fine.
Well,
That's fine.
Usually
BSing is better on coffee.
BSing on coffee or on beer. You gotta do. Usually
beer.
we're
Yeah.
beer-essing. Usually we have beer.
Yes,
Yeah.
and when
Can you have some Skinny Girl wine on one of those?
she's listening.
That was my girlfriend.
I didn't want any.
To be fair.
I didn't want any calories. But maybe they can come over when we do the Second City Distillery.
Ooh.
I would take you up on that.
All right, I'm cutting it. And please, no matter how you listen, if you enjoyed our show, please leave us a review or a rating. The more reviews and the ratings we get, the more people can find out about our show, and the easier it is for them to find us. Thank you so much.